Okay, guys. Hey, welcome to another episode of On Point EDC. Today we have a really cool and interesting review for you from the brand BokerPlus, but the team over at countycomm.com. Now, a little bit about BokerPlus. They were founded back in 1869. Now that's their parent company, Boker Knives. They're German in origin, but the BokerPlus line is manufactured in Taiwan and China. Now their market segment is entry level to kind of mid-range, but this is a real kind of high-end variant of one of their really popular designs. As far as the type of knife I'd consider this, I'd say probably falls into that gentleman's folding knife category, because it does, it has those key common characteristics and design language that I think of being sleek, kind of an understated, classy handle scales. But here you get a little bit of a pop, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous to look at. And even more surprisingly, it's a joy to actuate. The action on this is, man, first rate. I'm blown away. This is their TI Kwaiken Elite, and it's basically a custom premium version of the very popular Burnley designed Kwaiken. There's only 150 of these made. They have an M390 blade with red marble carbon fiber scale, as you can see on this side. And because SHOT Show was canceled for 2021, these special models that were meant to be sold at the show, you can actually go get at countycomm.com for $275, guys. These were MSRP on these was going to be $475, so it's an outstanding deal and quite an awesome little package. So with that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, get this piece in hand, and take a closer look. All right, guys. Now before I get this piece in hand, quick wristwatch check here. We do have the notice sector field on this really great Haviston strap here, which I think it's a fun pairing. Keep an eye out for the review of the watch, and if you're a fan of the channel, I'm sure you already have seen this Haviston strap. Really great. So that's what's flopping around on my wrist when I review this beauty. Guys, this thing is special. I mean, I knew that you didn't have to do much in terms of to get me going on this, besides the fact that it's already a handsome design, and now they're offering an M390 blade, which I haven't seen on any other Kwaikens. And then also another bonus, check that out. Nice little trick ceramic detent ball milled pocket clip, which is great. I said clasp, I'm thinking about watches. Milled pocket clip, which is outstanding. But check out the action on this guy. Ho 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 ho. Oh man, so deployment action, stowing it, you can see it hits the nail. Oh man. Ooh, that's action, guys. That is, oh man, I can't get enough of that. This thing has some of the best action. I mean, obviously it's a little easier, right? It's a larger knife. Let's face it, guys, this is a longer knife than I would typically review on the channel, because I think it's a little bit larger than most people would probably EDC or consider as kind of an everyday carry. The nice thing is it is very slim, so it is still quite unobtrusive in the pocket. But with that longer, heavier blade means that the action, oh Lord, the action. Beautiful action on this thing. I can't go into that enough. As far as the blade goes, guys, let's take a look at it. Nicely signed by the designer there in honor of Lucas Burnley. You also have the M390 blade steel. BokerPlus, a bit of a billboard, but I can live with it, especially when you have such a loud show scale right here. You do have that nice trailing point blade. You have a nice hollow ground satin finished. Oh, man, this is just a beautiful beautiful thing to behold. Now, the overall length on this is 8.375 inches, so this by no means is somebody's compact carry, all right? For a little bit of a comparison, I guess you could take your basic, you know, Swiss Army knife. Okay, it's a pretty big difference, all right, for what you would think is a pocketable little thing to have, you know, in hand. So it's definitely on the larger side. It's a full-size knife. You know, I wouldn't consider it extra large. It might seem a little bit long, more so because it's also thin. Whew. But yeah, this thing is nice. It is pretty large, but it has tons of features crammed in, so it's not large for no reason, I guess you could say, man. Would I love it in a mini Kwaiken configuration? Yes, but honestly, I haven't had a mini Kwaiken that had action like this. The way the flipper geometry on this is much nicer than anything I've ever had from the line. Also, the jimping on this flipper tab is outstanding. You can get enough purchase on it without it eating up your finger. It's just a beautiful balance in those, you know, from that standpoint. The blade itself is 3.5 inches. The handle length is 4.875 closed, and then the weight is 3.78 ounces. So not super heavy by that means, but also not super light. I guess you consider really light considering the length on here, considering that it's over 8 inches long and weighs under 4 ounces. That's pretty good. In-hand ergonomics, guys, of course, that slim, you know, comfortable feel there. Your hands aren't really going to be searching because it's not like there's a lot that's notched out here. You can even get, of course, you know, different types of grasps going. And it feels good, you know, it just feels right in a lot of different positions and grasps. So I give them props for that. And also because it's generally a, you know, a pretty straightforward design from that standpoint. Of course, you have this beautiful frame lock. It does have that steel, hardened steel over travel stop, so that the lock face isn't interacting with that beautiful M390 blade. Gosh, this thing's nice. And hopefully by the time this thing publishes, they're not completely sold out. I've just had obviously quite a backlog and a queue of doing the watch reviews and whatnot. So, but I am happy to share this one with you guys. I've had it for a few weeks, and I gotta say, I mean, it's, for me, legendary when it comes to this action. Look at that. Man, that's something. In the pocket, guys, like I mentioned, slim footprint, you know, that really excellent titanium clip with that ceramic detent ball. I mean, that's something you typically see in you know, really high-end stuff there. This isn't something you catch in the bargain bin as far as execution goes of you know, a nicely milled titanium clip. And the nice thing is it's actually pretty you know, far mounted up there, so it's not going to be something where you're leaving a bunch to stick out of your pocket. I mean, essentially you'll have that little corner out, which will give you enough to draw out the piece, which is great. And then, of course, the ceramic detent ball is outstanding in terms of gliding over your pants and not ripping you a hole in your pocket, which is wonderful. Now, this ultra smooth, quick open and close can be attributed to the IKBS bearing pivot system, and I'm digging it. As far as the model variations go, guys, there's already tons of variations available in the line. Different steels. Typically it's more affordable steels, stuff like VG10 and D2, but here you're getting M390, which is outstanding, and also a lot of M390 because this is the full-size version. So for those of you that buy knives, you know that typically more steel is gonna cost more, and then the smaller variations typically you'll take a concession, right? You can get a little bit cheaper. Here you're gonna get your money's worth on that M390 because you're getting that full 3.5 inch blade. Man, really nice. Bottom line on this one, guys, a very familiar silhouette, but you know, with pretty much every detail on the knife just turned up to an absolute 11. As much as I enjoy my little BokerPlus Blade HQ exclusive, now discontinued mini Kwaiken tuxedo, man, this thing, this full-sized Kwaiken M390 blade, beautiful marbled carbon fiber show scale with the red worked into it, man. This, and then as if the show scale wasn't handsome enough, you also get this gorgeous milled pocket clip with the floating detent, ceramic detent ball. Man, that is a good looking piece. And then I'll get a little bit closer to the microphone. Whew. Guys, the action on this thing, undeniable. If you're somebody that is like, hey, I get a kick out of flipper knives and having just outstanding, you know, guillotine closing action, man, this is for you. Also, that thwip that you get on deployant when you just flip that out there. Ooh. There's something special about it. Like, you can even slow deploy it and it still locks in. Like, I don't even have to hit it hard. Like, if I want to, hit it hard, but I can also do it soft and it's pretty much not going to misfire. It's just going to go. Man, I can do this all day, guys. The question is, did you sit through it? So with all that said, if you liked the video, please do it like. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. All right, guys. Thanks.